Hello. What we're going to look at today is how we're going to access our chemical inventory for a particular lab or room. And the way we're going to do that is we're going to use the same system that we use for safety data sheets. In this case, we'll start on the Wake Forest University website. And if I go to our search engine and under directories, I'm just going to pull up the Environmental Health and Safety webpage. Here we are. And once I get onto the Environmental Health and Safety webpage, at the bottom there's a link for the safety data sheets. And then again, we're on the safety data sheet page. We're going to access Chemwatch safety data sheets. So this is the same way you would get to the regular database for safety data sheets. So once we access the database, you'll see this is the same site that you would pick up your SDS if you had done that previously. And normally what you would do is just type in the name of your chemical up here in the search bar, hit enter, and it will pull up the safety data sheet. In this case, what we're looking for is the actual inventory of a room or laboratory. And for that, we're going to look down here where these folders are. And in particular, we're going to look at the folder that says manifest. So if I open up this folder, you'll see I have listed here different buildings on campus and off campus that contain chemicals in laboratories or rooms. For this example, we will go to Wake Downtown. If I open up this, we will see that it's been divided into departments. So biology, chemistry, engineering. And if I go further down, say I want to look at the inventory in the solvent storage room at Wake Downtown. So under chemistry, each one of the rooms or laboratories will have the number and then the faculty member or lab manager associated with that particular room. In this case, the solvent room is room 0809 and it's handled by Brian Smith. So if I click here, what this is going to pull up is a list of chemicals that are associated with this room, not necessarily the inventory, because some of these, the quantity is going to be zero because they had previously been in the room but had not been repurchased. But it will still contain the information in there just as a source. So but what this page will give me, if I scroll down a little bit, say for example I have acetone, and it's showing me here that I have 100 liters in the room, but it also has on the left side here a little triangle with an exclamation point that's color-coded. Red being the most severe hazard, orange being the second most severe, then you would have yellow and then green. So for this case, if I want to get some brief information, quick safety information on the chemical itself, I can click on this little triangle. It will give me a rating. Again, this is a 1 to 4 rating, 4 being the most extreme hazard, and it will give me the information for shipping. It will give me the information for the hazard ratings for flammability, toxicity, body contact, reactivity, etc. And then it will give me the hazard statement. So what the actual hazards are: it's a highly flammable liquid, it can cause eye irritation, may cause drowsiness, and then the risk statements. And then lastly, the pictograms. These will be identified on the container itself. So that's some brief information you can get for the safety information. Now, if I scroll through, you'll see that each one of these different chemicals has one of these identifiers on the left. So anytime I want to get that brief safety information, I can just go here. If I want the actual inventory of containers in the room, not the total volume, but the inventory of the containers, I'm not going to go to the manifest here. I'm going to go up to SciSot. So SciSot is the barcoding system that we use. So if I click on SciSot, it's going to pick up a list of the actual chemicals that are in the room currently. Now, each one of these will have a distinct barcode associated with it. So if you order a chemical, EHS is going to go ahead and print a barcode for that chemical, and we will send it to you. Just go ahead and put that barcode label on the container itself. that will allow us to easily import or export that chemical by the barcode, but it will also track it in the system here. So if I look through here, you'll see I have the list of chemicals, but then I also have current volume. And the current volume here is the total volume in the room. It does not indicate the number of containers. If I want to look at the number of containers, what I'm going to do is, for example, with ethyl acetate, I'm going to click on this little aqua dot linked number, or icon rather. If I click on this, it's going to show me ethyl acetate. I have 20 liters in 2 containers. That's giving me the total of 40 liters. If I want to look at the individual containers, I'm going to click on this little drum icon here. So I'll click here, and that's going to pull up the barcode, which would be on the barcode label. It's going to give me the volume, so each one is 20 liters. If there was an expiration date, it would be listed here, and that's particularly important if you have, say, a peroxide forming chemical and you want to get rid of it after a year. You can put the year or the date here for expiration, and it will automatically email you when the year comes up. And then we have the owner. So in this case it's Brian Smith. So there are 2 containers of ethyl acetate in this room. Each one is 20 liters. If I use a container completely, what I want to do is go in here, take a look at the barcode number on the container, match it up, and then I can go over here to the right and hit the delete button. It will automatically take it out of the inventory. And that's really helps us because it will make sure that we have the correct volume in the room, which is important from a fire safety standpoint, but also from a standpoint of whether or not you should order something. So again, this will give me the total volume. 20 and 20 is 40, so it's going to match here. And then again, if I want to take the chemical out of the inventory because it's been used, I'm just going to hit the delete button here. So that's basically the information for how to access your inventory. If you have any issues with that, you can always call environmental health and safety. But for each one of the labs, again, we're going to have a list of the chemicals that are in here. If I go to another example, it's real quick, the lab 2602 with Dos Santos. It's going to be the same thing. First, we're going to see a list of items that are associated with this laboratory under the either the manifest number, or in this case the SISOT number, the actual chemicals that are in the lab now. So I have my full list, and I have my current volume of all containers of that particular chemical in the laboratory. Again, if I want to take a look at the individual containers, I'll click on this little 55-gallon drum. It'll give me the barcode, total, and then if I want to get rid of it, I'll go to delete. Now, lastly, if I want direct access to the safety data sheet, I can do it from here. All I have to do is click on the name of the chemical, and it will pull up the safety data sheet automatically. So that sort of helps us as well. We don't have to go to the search engine then. I can just go right to my laboratory. I can go to my chemicals, click on the name of the chemical, and it'll pull up the safety data sheet and give me the information I need. So that's the brief take on how we access our inventory. If you have any questions, again, you can call the EHS office at 3427 or shoot us an email at wfuehs@wfu.edu. And I hope you have a good day.